everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ali. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to cook frijoles. These are cooked beans. You know what, here in my household, cooking beans, it's a must at least once a week because they're used for so many things, and they pair pretty well with everything. Scrambled eggs, if you want a piece of steak or something. So here in my house, I always make sure I have some beans. And today I'm going to show you guys the process of how to make the beans, how to cook them, and then I'm going to show you also how to refry the beans. Okay, for tomorrow's recipe, I'm going to need the beans. So today I was trying to work ahead, so I'm ready for tomorrow's recipe. And as modern as I am, I don't like canned beans, so I'm going to show you guys how to make them on your own. You guys are going to need half an onion, some water, some pinto beans, and some salt. The process of getting the beans ready, we need to wash them first. So you guys are gonna need a colander. For today's beans, I'm using over, I think it's like 2.5 cups of beans. You guys could use more. This is just kind of what I need. I'm gonna rinse them out. So in this pot, I have 8 cups of water, and it's a 4-quart pot. But the secret for the beans is that you want your beans to be submerged completely in water. If you guys add the beans and you guys see that you guys need more water, you guys could also add more water. Right now, I feel like I added way too much water, so I'm gonna dump some out. You want them to be submerged, but so, see, it's about 1.5 inches above the beans. And we're gonna put them on the stove. And do not forget your onion. You have to be patient with beans. They might take about, for this portion, I've noticed that every time I cook them, they take about 1 hour to cook because they need to be cooked slowly. You can't rush them. And I'm gonna leave them in medium heat. These, you're not going to add the salt until they're until they're boiling. So one important fact about the beans, they cannot dry out. So you guys have to keep an eye on the beans, not constantly, but maybe check them, every 20 minutes. They have to be kept submerged in water. So if you notice that the water is drying out, you guys can add some water. So the point is not to burn them, not to let them dry out. Okay, so the beans have been cooking for about 1 hour. I added water to these already once. So if you come in here closer, they're boiling, but they're not ready yet. I'm gonna add a little more water, and I'm gonna let them cook for another 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll check on them. Okay, so our beans are ready. They are boiling, so I'm gonna add the salt. I'm adding, it's a little bit under 1 tablespoon of salt. Remember that it's always better to add less now than to over salt the beans. If you guys need any more salt, you guys could add them once they're ready. I'm gonna taste mine, see if they're good. They're pretty good. So I'm gonna turn them off. I'm gonna show you guys. It's a thing my mom would always eat. When we had beans like this, what she would do, she would make herself a nice little bowl of beans, and she calls it caldo de frijol, right? So without wasting any of the broth that the beans are being cooked in, or the juice, the caldo, and then she adds some cilantro, some onion, and believe it or not, guys, this right here, such a simple dish, such simple recipe, but it's so good. And this reminds me of my mom, when she would always eat this, and that's another recipe if you guys want to use the beans like that. But for now, I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to get my frying pan ready to start the refried beans. So that's how you guys are going to need: a frying pan, a little bit of oil, some onion, and we're going to start doing the beans. So let me have this heat up for a couple minutes, and we'll start doing that. So our frying pan is ready. And I'm going to be adding just a little bit of oil. You don't need that much. And I'm going to make sure it's all over at the bottom of the pan. I'm going to add my onion. We're gonna let the onion saute for a couple minutes. Bless you, honey.
Thank you.
That's my cameraman. He sneezed. That smells pretty good. The onion cooking and the beans are ready. I guess we're gonna have the best refried beans, I promise. And you guys don't have to worry about buying any more canned beans. I actually started, the reason I did this recipe about the refried beans is because somebody that I know very close to me told me that she had no idea how to refried beans. And I was very shocked. I was like, what the heck? So that inspired me to kind of make this for her and for everybody else. Okay, so the onion's ready. It's a nice golden brown. And I'm gonna add my beans to the oil and the onion. Let me turn this on. To make it easier, you can just dump them all in, including all the juice. You want your beans to be, you don't want them to be too dry or too watery. So kind of like find that perfect medium. And the same thing, we're gonna have them boil, and when we start seeing them boiling up, then that's when we're gonna use our smasher. We're gonna smash them up, and that's how you're gonna get the refried bean look. Okay, so our beans are already all boiling and they're very hot, and I'm gonna smash them up. Sometimes the beans, when they're boiling like this, or when they're hot, they burst out these little bubbles, see, and they end up burning me. So be careful, be aware, because they do burst and they hurt, but they're worth it because they're so delicious. And we're just gonna smash them up until you get that smooth texture. And might take a little bit. Okay, so our beans are done. This is the creamy texture I was telling you guys about. See? So they're perfect. They are done. I smashed up the onion, the juice, everything that's in here, everything's all smashed up, and that's why you get that, like I said, that creamy texture that you guys are looking for. For today's beans, I use the pinto beans. And remember, guys, the main idea behind the beans is that you want to use a lot of water. Do not let them dry out. Make sure that you guys keep an eye on them. The beans, they need to be always submerged, and it changes depending on the size of the pot that you're using, on the amount of beans that you guys are using. So the quantity that you guys saw me using today might be different for you, and that's okay as long as you don't let the beans dry out. Be patient, and you guys will have delicious beans like I did. And like I said, this is just one of the many recipes. Sopa de frijol, and then the refried beans with the queso fresco and the tostada, and they pair well with everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and I hope you guys, I hope I made it easy for you guys to understand how easy it is to boil beans or cook beans. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be seeing you guys soon. Tomorrow I'm going to be making tortas de carne asada, so be ready for that, because that's another delicious recipe that takes some fried beans, okay? Provecho!